This video, I just want to demonstrate the difference on the standard Bandit in-feed system to the Bandit HD feed system. This is a Bandit 1890, and it's got the 32-inch wide in-feed rollers, but it's got the standard in-feed system. And so what I mean by that is you got on the outside of your feed rollers, you have your upper and your lower feed drive motors that have a coupler that connects into the shaft that goes to the feed rollers. So every one revolution of that feed motor is one revolution of the feed rollers themselves. All right. And that gives you 1-to-1 power ratio on the feed rollers. Now up here, this is a Bandit 1990 with the HD feed system. Again, 32-inch wide rollers. The upper roller is a bit larger in diameter. It looks like it's probably about 16 or 17 inches in diameter on the top one. And then when you get into the drive motors, on the lower end, you have a regular standard feed roller with a shaft and a coupler as on the standard one. But then the upper one is where the difference is. If you see this panel here, this is actually covering a chain drive. I'll show you from the other side. Basically with this system, your drive motor for your upper feed roller is mounted on top of the slide box. And then after that motor there, which you can't see behind the cover, there's a small sprocket and then a chain that goes down to a sprocket that's mounted on the shaft for the upper feed wheel. And it's basically behind this cover. And that sprocket on the shaft is pretty big. And what that actually amounts to is like a 3-to-1 gear reduction on the upper feed roller. So your upper feed roller on this machine is going to have probably about 3 times the amount of pulling power as on the standard in-feed system. So that's really the main difference of the Bandit standard in-feed to the HD in-feed. I don't have one here today, but the next level beyond that is the Bandit 2090. And that's the only machine that has that. The 2090 actually has, where this has the upper feed motor, basically on the slide box, there would be a second one right here on the right side with a gear reduction chain drive. And so your feed roller, upper feed roller, would have dual drive motors with the feed chain system. And that actually has a much larger feed roller itself. It's about 30 inches in diameter and 32 inches wide, which is probably the best system, but they're not very abundant anymore. That's it. I just wanted to explain the difference between the standard feed system and the that's on some 1890s, and then you have the one that's called the 1890 HD, which actually this is the 1990 here, but they have the HD feed system, as I mentioned, with the chain drive gear reduction system.